wanted to talk about Permeate in Milk and the movie Idiocracy. And if you haven't seen the movie Idiocracy, you should pause this video now, get a hold of it by any means, watch it. It's a fascinating rendition of the future. Yeah, so Permeate. What is Permeate? Why is it in our milk? Well, maybe firstly I should say, that locally here, all of our milk brands are now advertising that they're Permeate free. Oh my god, we've got no Permeate in our milk. But why? Why? What is it? Do I just believe them? Well, it turns out that when you're making milk, to be able to call it milk, it's got some quite stringent ratios of fat to proteins to lactose to vitamins to minerals. Yeah, so cows obviously produce a different type of milk or different quantities of these constituents of milk depending on the time of year, the breed of cow, the type of grass, so many different factors. So what they need to do is extract some of the lactose and vitamins and minerals and things to get the milk back into this consistent ratio that keeps people happy. Apparently when they make butter, this is even more stringent, so they do end up with quite a bit of this mixture of lactose and vitamins and minerals. And they named this product Permeate, this leftover product, and instead of tipping it down the sink, they send it back to the milk manufacturers and they just add it back in with the mix. Now there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. This is normal practice, and it's it's still milk. Part of the milk that they took out, and part of the milk they during the butter making process, and then they put it back in. But some guru in the marketing department somewhere said, yeah, but Permeate's a bit of an ugly name. If we say to the farmer, no, don't mix it back in, just make your milk without mixing that stuff back in, then we can sell it as Permeate free, and we can sell heaps more milk. We'll sell more milk than our competitors. Whose wheels was that? Someone's wheels were squealing. Oh, fuck. What am I doing? This is a nightmare roundabout. But did he make it through? He did. Probably looking at my constant right hand indicator thinking, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, so the marketing department have successfully forced milk producers to not put Permeate back into their milk, which has an effect of increasing the cost of milk production at the benefit of having milk with the label Permeate free. What do you think about that? Yeah, so the movie Idiocracy. I'll just give you a rundown of the movie, and then you can link my two topics for today together yourself. And if you can't, yeah, that's self-explanatory to others. So the premise of Idiocracy, poor Joe, Mr. Average. I'm just making sure this guy is going to fly out of that intersection and run me over. So poor Joe, Mr. Average. They're average in every way, and he's in the army, and he gets signed up to do this experiment because he is Mr. Average. And the experiment is that he'll be frozen for 1 year. Anyway, the experiment goes bust, and Joe gets forgotten about, and he's frozen for 500 years before there's an interesting avalanche that uncovers him and wakes him up. He's 500 years in the future. In the meantime, is it Dave and Carol? Was it someone there? You know, they're the well-to-do couple, and both looking out for their careers and highly educated, and they're a bit worried about their careers, so they put off having children. They're shacked up, and they put off having children, and then by the time Carol's ready to have kids, she's in her 40s, and then they can't have kids. They're worried about sperm count and ovary issues, whatever happens with girls, I'm not sure. And then poor Dave, he drops dead of a heart attack whilst masturbating to produce sperm for in vitro fertilisation, and that's the end of the family tree, cut off. Since all you pommies seem to get very excited when you see cows and things on the side of the road, maybe I'll try and point them out. Actually, I'd get a sore arm because they're everywhere. No! Horses. So besides these well-to-do couple that didn't have any children, we have, I don't know what his name was, Billy Bob or something. Billy Bob with his IQ of 26, I think, or something incredibly stupidly low. Anyway, he's like, oh fuck, not another kid, why do you keep getting pregnant, you bitch? And he ends up with a bunch of kids, and then his kids, one of them, Beefcake Billy Bob Jr., he wins the football, and he's got all these cheerleaders jumping all over. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you all. And then he has kids to each. They all have kids, and his kids have kids, and his family tree grows exponentially. And this genetic process continues on until, yes, in 500 years future, Joe wakes up into a world where the gene pool is significantly diminished, and things like Starbucks slowly had their name changed over the years from Starbucks to Star Rucks and Star Ruckers and Star Fuckers, and then Rud Fuckers, and then Butt Fuckers. And then so poor little Joe wakes up, and here's this store, Butt Fuckers, and there's these kids having their kid's birthday party in there. He's like, what the fuck? And the whole world the world's water supplies have been replaced with Gatorade, and the only thing water is used for is flushing toilets, because that's all you use water for, right? Water, like from the toilet. Yeah, so people are washing their cars with Gatorade. Of course they drink Gatorade. Water fountains are Gatorade. And this looks like a nice corner. And they're watering their crops with Gatorade. And of course all their crops have died of salt poisoning. And turns out that poor Joe is the smartest man alive. So the president, WWF champ, whatever his name was, he employs poor Joe to fix the world's problems. And so the story goes on, and it really is fantastic story. Extremely well written. One of the more funny parts is that if you look up Wikipedia on this movie, it says that it actually never performed very well because American test audiences didn't understand it. So anyway, the control of the control of Australia's milk supply, probably the rest of the world's too, being controlled by media, advertising. More important to control the products based on the advertising potential than it is the actual product itself. Yeah, this is why I liken the two, and that's my thought for the day.